أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم وفقنا وسائر المشتغلين للعلم والعمل الصالح بحق محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. Imam Ali alayhi salam said, aggression brings about destruction. Aggression brings about destruction. قال الإمام علي عليه السلام: البغي يوجب الدمار. البغي يوجب الدمار. With Islamic laws, we reach to issue number 387. If a person uses a public bath, if you know the old time there were a public bath, it was very rare to find a bath at home. So they use what? They use a public bath with an intention of differing payment to its owner, not to pay at once, but in his mind to pay later on, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow, not to pay at the same moment, without a prior consent of the owner, without telling or without the permission of the owner, without the permission or the agreement of the owner. The ghusl will be void if it was obligatory ghusl. If it was an obligatory ghusl, the ghusl is void. The ghusl is void. Alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Even if the owner is later made to agree to the arrangement, if later on that the owner of the public bath agreed later on to have the money and agreed that they have their ghusl on credit. You know what does mean on credit? That they have credit, they have their ghusl right now and they will pay later, or they have their commodity now and they will. You know what's the meaning of commodity? Goods. Bada'. Yes. Yes. If they have their commodity right now and they will pay the price later on. This is what we call it on credit. On credit. Now, even if the owner of the public, he accepts or he agrees about this transaction, but the ghusl is void. But the ghusl is void. Look, it is not easy because he is going to have his own what? His own worship act. That means all the acts, all the worship acts which needs tahara are what? Are void. Huh? Since what? It is, yeah. It is actually not only usurped water, it is actually using a usurped place. Even using a usurped place. So it is not allowed. Yes. Could you have the mic, please? Give her the mic.
كاستخدام ماء غصب أو بدون دفع المبلغ، هاي يعتبر معاملة، وبعدين إذا هو وافق كإبراء ذمة معاملة ثانية يعتبر.
Yeah. Look, here what do we have? We have not to use a usurped water with performing obligatory ghusl. As a result of using a usurped water or a usurped place in obligatory ghusl, as a result, the ghusl is void. And if it is void, so he does not have what? He does not have tahara. That means all the acts which acquire tahara will be what? Will be void. All right. Now, later on, he paid to the owner, or the owner agrees on this transaction. Okay, yes, he is not committing a sin. Right now, he is not committing a sin. But his act was what? Void. And he needs to perform another ghusl, another obligatory ghusl. Understood, inshallah? Issue number 388. If the owner of the public bath is agreeable to the ghusl being done on a credit basis, you know what does mean credit basis? That he will take, that he will perform ghusl right now and he will pay later. He will pay later on a credit basis, but the person doing ghusl intends not to pay the charge. Look this person, what is in his mind. Yes, not to pay. In his mind, not to pay. All right? To him, or to pay him from the money acquired illegally. Or to pay him money from which one? From a usurped money. Not from legal money. From illegal acquired money. يعني مال حصل عن طريق شنو؟ عن طريق just like bribes. Just like bribes. All right? The ghusl will be void. Also in this case, the ghusl will be void. But you said that the owner, he accepts. Yes, the owner accepts to have ghusl on credit. But he does not accept about not to pay or to pay from a usurped money. No, he does not accept this. As a result, the ghusl is usurped. Issue number 389. If a person pays to the owner. By the way, nowadays we do not have what? We do not have public bath. Don't we? We do not have. But we have water comes to our houses by pipes. Am I right? Especially the people whom they live in fertile lands, أراضي زراعية, okay? But they do not pay money. In this case, their ghusl, their wudu are void. Yes. So we have to pay attention. Okay, what is the solution? What is the solution for this? The solution for this, either to go to the Ministry of, what we call it? Water treatment, to pay them the money. If they do not accept, we have to pay what? Raddil Madalim. We have to pay Raddil Madalim. Yes, this is my salah, this is my ibadah. I have to be sure that it is what? That it is accepted. Actually, Radd al-Madalim, it is given to the poor people. To the poor people. If you know a poor person, you pay it to him. If you do not, go directly to the office of the jurist and pay it to them. Which I prefer to pay it to the office. Issue number 389. If a person pays the owner of the public bath from the funds whose khums, 1/5 of the yearly profit, see rule number 1760. This is the definition of the khums, and you can go over this issue. Has not been paid. He paid what? He paid the owner of the public bath the money which he does not pay khums for. That means the money is not mukhammasat, stole the khums in this money, okay, has not been paid, then such a person commits a sinful act. First of all, he has committed what? He has committed a sin. What is the sin? That he paid a money from not money which not paid khums from. That's number one. But the ghusl will be valid. The ghusl will be valid. Though the liability for khums remains, but the liability for khums is what is remaining. You got this idea? This person, he needs to what? To perform obligatory ghusl. And then he paid the price or the fare of the ghusl or of the public from where? From the money which he does not pay khums from to the owner. Have you got it? Okay. Now, we have two things. The first thing is, this person is a sinful person. Why? Because he does not pay khums, and at Doomsday he will come and they wrote on his forehead, سارق مال آل محمد. نعوذ بالله. مكتوب على جبينه سارق مال آل محمد ولا يشم ريح الجنة. Number one, he's not going to enter the paradise or to smell the fragrance of paradise. Number two, the hukum of his ghusl is what? Is valid. The hukum of his ghusl is valid. Any question? Issue number 390. If a person hires a public bath for ghusl, but before commencing ghusl, he or she carries out an extra function of making the anal part tahir with the same water of the public bath. Pay attention. This person, he gave or he hires this public bath for ghusl, only for ghusl. And he pays this money for ghusl. But what he does another act which he does not pay money for. Just like he make his anal clean by the water of the bath. All right? وضحت المسألة ولا لا؟ واضحة جيد. And if it becomes doubtful whether the owner would agree to the ghusl being taken, then the owner's consent, it means agreement, permission, yes, must be sought, must be taken. Huh? What? Must be seeking, yes. Before the ghusl, that I'm going to do this and this. Do you accept or not? Otherwise, if the agreement or the consent of the owner is not taken, okay, is not acquired, the ghusl will be void. The ghusl will be void. Is this understood? طيب. Issue number 391. When a person is in doubt whether he or she is done ghusl or not. Now there is a doubt whether I have done ghusl or not. But before that, I know that I have what? Hadath akbar. I'm sure that I have hadath akbar. Just like janabah, just like mensas, just like hayd. All right? Now, I have this act before. But now I doubt, did I perform ghusl or not? I doubt, did I perform ghusl or not? What shall I do? Okay? Such a person must do ghusl. Must. This is a verdict. This is a verdict. يقين سابق شك لا مو تذكروها قاعدة الاستصحاب يقين سابق شك لاحق نعمل بمن باليقين السابق. However, if doubt arises in the after ghusl, in the mind after ghusl, as to whether ghusl was correct or not. Now, the doubt arises in my mind. I'm sure that I have done ghusl. But I'm not sure whether this ghusl is correct or it was incorrect. This is what I doubt for. Now, do I have to repeat ghusl, or that ghusl will be suffice? Then there is no need to do ghusl again. Look, once I doubt about ghusl itself, I have to repeat ghusl. The other doubt, I doubt about the correctness of the ghusl. In this case, I do not need to what? I do not need to repeat the ghusl. Is this understood, inshallah? Yes.
What about the correct or not? Correct above the way, or it's done or not done?
No. Done and not done, it is the first doubt. هذا الشك الأول بأصل العمل شكينا إنه أنا كان عندي حدث الآن شكيت اغتسلت لو ما اغتسلت نقول له روح اغتسل. الثاني لا، أنا شكيت بصحة العمل، يعني أنا متيقن من أداء العمل. I'm sure that I have done the obligatory ghusl. But what I'm not sure, what I'm doubting is about the correctness of the act. شكي بصحة العمل أو عدم صحته. أما بالعمل بأني اغتسلت له، لا اغتسلت، ما عندي مشكلة، ما شاك بيها. بس شكي وين؟ إنه هل غسلي هذا اللي اغتسلته كان صحيح لو خطأ؟ هذا الشك الثاني. Issue number 392. If one urinates or passes, went, or does anything, or does any act which would invalidate the wudu, urinate, pass, went, sleeps deeply, okay? Any of these acts which invalidate wudu. While doing the ghusl, while what? While he is performing his obligatory ghusl, one does not have to abandon the ghusl. There is no need to what? To stop the ghusl and said, I have to start from the beginning. No. And start all over again. In fact, one can continue with the same ghusl. In fact, one can continue with the same ghusl till completion. While he is performing his obligatory ghusl, he urinates. And it happens with people, with a person, whether it is cold or something like that. It happens. Passing when. So now he does, or he has one of the acts which invalidate what? Which invalidate wudu tahara. Now, the answer, is he going to abandon this ghusl and to start from the beginning? No. He should continue. He should continue his ghusl till the end. He should continue this ghusl which he starts with till the end. Okay? What else? However, in this situation, one will have to do wudu also as per obligatory precaution. He has to do what? He has to do wudu as per obligatory precaution. Listen to me. Some people after obligatory ghusl. After obligatory ghusl. Now, do you understand this issue? It is very clear. Some people after obligatory ghusl, what they do? They said, okay, I will perform ablution. Yes. شنو السؤال؟ Yes. Give her the mic, please.
My act is void.
If you perform ablution after ghusl, yes.
My act, the prayer,
No, but you have done something or you commit a sin. سويت مخالفة شرعية. سويت مخالفة شرعية. أي. Okay? So be careful with this. Issue number 393. A person who has very little time at his disposal before qada. Just like if you remember before Maghrib with 5 minutes, should perform tayammum instead of ghusl. This is one of the reasons or the causes which allow to us to perform tayammum. Since there is water, but because of shortage of time, all right, I perform what? I have to perform tayammum. This is what? A verdict, fatwa. يعني أنا إذا بسبب الوضوء مالتي الوقت مال الوضوء مالتي راح يكون جزء من صلاتي أو صلاتي كلها قضاء، هنا الواجب علي أتيمم وأروح أصلي. واجب. واضح الفكرة؟ should perform tayammum instead of ghusl. Yet أو بعض الأحيان مو بس الوضوء، الغسل هنا. Yet if such a person does ghusl under the impression that there is sufficient time for ghusl، هذا ما يدري. غسل يعرف هو إنه إذا اغتسل وما عنده وقت راح يطلع الوقت، لازم ايش يسوي؟ لازم يسوي تيمم. بس قال لا أنا عندي وقت، دخل يغتسل، تبين ما عنده وقت. And offering a prayer, the ghusl will be valid. The ghusl will be valid, provided that it was done with the intention of complying with the orders of Allah. على شرط شنو؟ نية القربة إلى الله سبحانه وتعالى. Even if the ghusl was done with a view to offering the prayer، حتى لو كان أدى الغسل على مود شنو؟ على مود يؤدي الصلاة مالته، يكون على طهارة حتى يؤدي الصلاة مالته. واضح الفكرة؟ Issue number 394. If a person after being junub doubts whether or not he or she did ghusl, after being junub, he is sure or she is sure that they are mujnib. Now, he is or she is doubting that she did not, or she did not, yes, or he did not perform ghusl. What is the solution? What is the answer up to here? What is the answer? They have to perform ghusl. They have to perform ghusl. Now, let's continue our issue. If a person after being junub doubts whether or not he or she did ghusl, the prayer already offered during that period would be deemed valid. Now, what do we have here? They are mujnib, okay? He or she. And after a while, they are doubting. Doubting about what? About performing ghusl. They are sure of being mujnib, but they are doubting of performing ghusl. But what is the problem? What is the problem? They had performed salah in the middle. In this period, before doubting, they had performed obligatory salah. Just like salat al-maghrib wal-isha. Okay? They have janabah and they have salah. After the salah, they are doubting. Did they perform ghusl or not? Okay, what is the hukum of this salah? This salah is valid. This salah is valid. Alright? Okay, this salah is valid. Never mind. Why? لأن الشك بعد انقضاء العمل يحكم بصحة العمل. قاعدة الفراغ. Okay. how about the ensuing salah? How about the incoming salah? No. Here you have to perform ghusl. Here you have to perform ghusl. Yes. The prayer already offered during that period would be deemed valid. But for the later prayer, such a person should do the ghusl. Such a person should do ghusl. If any such act which would invalidate wudu is committed, like urinating or passing the wind after the prayer, then it will be necessary to do wudu. It will be necessary to do wudu. And as an obligatory precaution, to repeat the prayer he had offered if time permits. This is as what? As an obligatory precaution. As obligatory precaution. If still they do have time in their laps, okay, they, as an obligatory precaution, to what? To repeat their salah. As an obligatory precaution, to repeat salah. All right? Is this understood? Do you have a question? Nothing? Issue number 395. A person who has more than one ghusl. A person who has more than ghusl. Just like ghusl al-janaba, ghusl al-jum'ah, غسل لبس الإحرام، غسل دخول المدينة، غسل دخول مكة، غسل دخول بيت الله, entering the Kaaba. All right? A person who has more than one ghusl. Wajib or mustahab? Ghusl al-Jum'ah, the ghusl of the beginning of the month. All right? To do one ghusl with the niyyah of the rest. In fact, how about doing one ghusl with the intention of the whole ghusls is being done with one ghusl? In fact, one ghusl with its niyyah is enough to represent all others. To represent all others. For example, today is a Friday, all right, and he is a mujnib. And he used to perform what? Ghusl al-Jum'ah. And he has to perform Ghusl al-Janaba. So one ghusl will be suffice. In this case, if he performs Ghusl al-Jum'ah, and which is the priority to Ghusl al-Jum'ah, if he performs Ghusl al-Jum'ah, that Ghusl al-Jum'ah will be enough about Ghusl al-Jum'ah and what? And Ghusl al-Janaba. Huh? Okay, if all of them they are mustahab, one mustahab ghusl will be enough. If all of them wajib, one ghusl will be sufficient. If they are mixed between mustahab and ghusl and wajib, okay, if they are not janaba or jum'ah, janaba and jum'ah outside, there are another wajib and mustahab, like ghusl libs al-ihram, all right, and ghusl of the beginning of the month, awwal al-shahr, all right, to perform what? Ghusl al-wajib. Ghusl al-wajib will be sufficient, will be suffice. But because of ghusl al-janaba and ghusl al-jum'ah is enough, it will be sufficient about both ghusl al-jum'ah and ghusl al-janaba. Have you got it? You understand this? Issue number 396. If a verse of the Holy Quran or name of the Almighty Allah is written or tattooed, you know what's the meaning of tattooed? on the body of a person, then such a person, while doing wudu or ghusl, will be required to pour water on that part without touching the writing. Without touching the writing. Why? Now, I am not on tahara, and there is the name of Almighty Allah is written on my body or is tattooed on my body. I want to perform tahara. I want to wipe my left hand, which is Ismullah on it. So, can I wipe it with my hand? Still, I am not tahir. Still, I am not tahir. So, it is haram to touch the name of Allah, okay, or the verses of the Quran without what? Without being tahir. So, what shall I do? Just pour water on it. Do not wipe the part where the name of Allah until you finish from what? From wudu. Is this understood? Yes. Great. Issue number 397. A person who does ghusl of janabah should not do wudu for the prayer. سمعتوها هذه؟ شرحناها قبل شوية. أعيدها مرة ثانية. A person who does ghusl or janabah does ghusl of janabah should not do هذه شنو should؟ vertical بالعربي شو يسموها؟ فتوى. Should not do wudu for the prayer. In fact, one can offer a prayer without performing wudu after all wajib ghusuls except the bath of medium istihada. All the obligatory ghusuls, you can perform what? You can perform your salah. There is no need for what? For ablution. There is no need except the bath of medium istihada. If you remember, when the medium istihada happened, when she performed ghusl, once a day, and she needs to perform what? Wudu. Okay, after this ghusl of medium istihada, can she perform her salah or not? She cannot. Wudu is required, so put it in your mind. In the case of mustahab ghusuls, however, it is better to do wudu as a recommended precaution. In mustahab prayers, in mustahab ghusuls, it is recommended to perform what? To perform ablution. That's all for today. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi tayyibin at-tahirin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum wa la'an aduwa.